Israel's military says it killed a key Hezbollah operative as part of the Israeli forces' push to stop Hezbollah's military buildup of weapons against Israeli civilians. It comes as the IDF warns that intense cross-border fighting from Hezbollah could trigger a serious escalation. Let's bring in Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, Fox News contributor, former national security advisor to President Trump and Vice President Mike Pence. So here's what Admiral Daniel Hagari said about the potential for escalation between Lebanon and Israel on Sunday. Listen here.
Hezbollah's increasing aggression is bringing us to the brink of what could be a wider escalation, one that could have devastating consequences for Lebanon and the entire region. Israel has a duty to defend the people of Israel. We will fulfill that duty at all costs.
So that sounds like a slapback to Hezbollah more than anything. I mean, if you look at Hezbollah, if you look at Israel, if you look at Iran, I don't think anybody really wants a war. That's my phone going off. I don't think anybody really wants a war between Israel and Hezbollah.
Yeah, I don't think they do either, but I think the Israelis understand they've got to solve this problem. When you look at what's happened at the border with Lebanon and Hezbollah, they've had to evacuate 80,000 people. You know, let's use the demographics of the United States. It's 30x from the United States. That's like moving 2 million people. And they need to solve that problem they've got there. You know what? This problem should have been solved a long time ago. When you had, back in, you had UN Security Council Resolution 1701 that was passed in 2006 that said, that brought in UNFIL, which was basically UN interim forces for Lebanon. They were supposed to move north of the Litani River. They haven't, they being Hezbollah. They've been able to arm it, and they haven't been able to stop the problems they have up there. So the Israelis are going, look, this is a constant threat. I think part of his message was to the West as well. Hey, you need to help us solve this problem. This is a problem that hasn't been solved in 18 years, and we need to do it, and we're prepared to take further action. Because a lot of the Hezbollah families actually live south of the Litani River, move north of the Litani River.
I swear I silenced that phone. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. So what do you think Hezbollah is up to here? Are they harassing Israel to an even greater degree to try to put pressure on them to agree to a ceasefire with Hamas, leaving Hamas in place?
Yeah, I think so. I think Hassan Nasrallah, who leads Hezbollah, he's kind of playing it both ways, because Hezbollah right now is actually part of the Lebanese government. They've actually got seats in their parliament. And I think he's concerned that the Israelis can come across hard. If you look at what Hezbollah should have done, if they wanted to do it, they should have done it when they were so focused in on Gaza to do something. Right now, I believe the Israelis can pivot pretty hard to the north if they want to. And I don't think you want to have a third Lebanese war. But I will tell you, the Israelis are reaching a point there's no choice. Evacuating that many citizens, constant missile attacks, I think they will respond. And they've kind of reached out by their comment, was to the United States and to the West. Hey, help us out. Help us solve this problem. We haven't. It's sort of like, you know, John, honestly, right now, it's like with our administration right now, it's like whack-a-mole. All the moles are up. Instead of knocking one down at a time, they're all up, and this happens to be another one up.
You know, the former Israeli ambassador to the U.S., Michael Oren, was sitting where you were last week. He and I spent some time together in 2006, the big war between Israel and Hezbollah, up in the north. And he said it's worse now than it was back in 2006. I thought, how could that possibly be? Because Kiryat Shimona, Metula, Avavim, places like that, Zarit, they were all getting rocketed on a daily basis. But he says it's worse. Amos Hochstein, Biden administration advisor, is over in Israel today to try to put a lid on things. Do you think he'll have any success?
No, because what they do is they just talk about it. They don't have any actions. What this administration should do, if they really want to fix this problem, is go back to the UN and actually enforce all the provisions of 1701. It's very clear, but they don't. They just talk about it. And that's the reason I said all these moles are up instead of the old arcade game of whack-a-mole. You have to knock one at a time. And, John, you know, in the White House, no decision is an easy decision. They're all hard. But they're going to have to do something. And I think that was a cry for help, basically to the West. Help us solve this problem.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's not going to escalate into a second front war. That would be bad for everybody, considering Hezbollah's got missiles that can literally hit everywhere in Israel now. General, always great to get your take on things. Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.